Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gig Life with Lexi here, and if you're new to my channel, I upload news on the gig economy. There's been a lot of talk lately about the AB5 and a lot of unanswered questions, so I did some digging and I have some answers to your questions about AB5. So let's get started. Okay, so this is kind of like a Q&A. So question. At the stroke of midnight on December 31st, will every Uber and Lyft driver in the state, plus all the other affected workers, turn into employees like Cinderella's coachman, transforming back into mice? And the answer to that is nope. As much as some might want a gig economy magic wand, it's a lot more complex than that. Okay, question. So what does AB5 actually do? Answer. AB5 codifies, clarifies, and grants exemptions to a 2018 California Supreme Court decision called Dynamex. Both AB5 and Dynamex make it harder for companies to label workers as independent contractors. They use an ABC test that says workers are employees. If A, they perform tasks under a company's control, B, their work is integral to the company's business, and C, they do not have independent enterprises in that trade. Okay, it takes effect January 1st. All right, next question. How is being an employee different from being a contractor? Okay, answer. Employees are entitled to benefits such as minimum wage, workers' compensation, unemployment insurance, expense reimbursement, paid sick leave, and paid family leave. Employers pay half of employees' Social Security tax. Okay, next question. Why don't companies want to reclassify workers as employees? Answer. It's a lot more expensive. All those benefits can add 30% to labor costs, plus employers prefer the flexibility they have with freelancers. Okay, question. What are ride-hailing companies doing in response? Okay, answer is Uber and Lyft and probably other gig companies maintain that their workers still qualify as independent contractors under AB5's stricter test. They'll make that argument in court and through arbitration and will not reclassify drivers unless a judge forces them to. See, this is what I've been saying all along, guys. This is the thing. I didn't think they were just going to roll over with this. All right. Next question. Let's see. Moving right along here. What do workers want? Okay. Answer. Some ride-hail drivers and other gig workers want to be employees. Some don't. Translators, some medical professionals, and truck owner-operators seem uniform in their desire to remain freelancers. Among other professions, there's no clear consensus. Question. So which workers will end up being reclassified as employees? Okay, and the answer is smaller companies that lack the big bucks for extended court battles may decide to reclassify their workers as a preemptive move. Lawyers say they are getting daily inquiries from clients across a range of industries about how to prepare for AB5, and some companies are already switching over. So what does organized labor have to do with this? Answer. Unions want to organize Uber and Lyft drivers and others. Expect to see a bill introduced in 2020 allowing gig workers to unionize. Okay, that's another thing I was saying. They're going to form a union. Question. How will AB5 be enforced? Answer. Various California agencies, including the Labor Commissioner's Office, the Employment Development Department, and the Franchise Tax Board, have authority over workers' misclassification, but their efforts mainly happen via individual cases. For larger changes, expect to see a rash of lawsuits. And expect to see these both from the private bar and from public attorneys. AB5 empowers the Attorney General, city attorneys in large cities and local prosecutors to sue companies over violations. The city attorneys of San Francisco and LA both appear ready to act on this. But get this, it would take a judge's order to force Uber and Lyft to reclassify, and it's likely they'd fight their cases for years. Yep, that's right, guys, you heard it, 4 years. Okay, next question. Does AB5 have ramifications beyond California? All right, this is what everybody's been asking and talking about lately, and the answer is yes. California is a trendsetter. Other states, including New York, are eyeing similar bills. Okay, so this is what I've been saying. I don't know if you remember in one of my other videos, I said whatever happens on the West Coast or the East Coast always comes inland. So unfortunately, yeah, I think we're all going to be stuck with this. Okay, question. Why do Uber and Lyft care so much about this? And the answer, they said, both companies are newly public and lose money hand over fist. Treating their California drivers as employees could cost Uber $500 million a year and Lyft $290 million a year, according to a Barclays analysis. The companies say their business models rely on flexibility and that it will be harder to ensure that rides are always available with an employment model. Okay, next question. If ride-hail drivers become employees, how would their working conditions change? Okay, the answer is Uber and Lyft say drivers' current ability to log in and out would vanish. In and out at will would vanish. They say they would have to impose set schedules, bar drivers from working for competitors, and limit the number of drivers so they're not paying for idle time. Okay. AB5 proponents say these are scare tactics. Nothing in this act is intended to diminish the flexibility of employees to work part-time or intermittent schedules or to work for multiple employers, says language added to AB5 this month. Okay. Question. Will Lyft and Uber rides cost more if drivers are employees? All right, the answer is, that's up to the companies, but they already lose money and probably would need to mitigate the extra costs of employment. So it's possible that they'd increase prices. Next question. What other impacts might consumers see? Answer, generally the costs of goods and services might go up as companies seek to recoup added labor costs. Healthcare providers say they might not be able to staff remote clinics or hard-to-fill jobs if they are forced to hire medical specialists who prefer flexible work as employees. Okay, it's kind of what I was thinking too. Question, what is the alternative proposal from the ride-hail companies? Okay, the companies want to create a new category of workers called network drivers, who would be independent contractors but able to receive an earnings guarantee and some benefits, as well as having a unified voice to communicate with management. Uber has suggested an earnings floor of 1.27 times minimum wage, calculated as a weekly average, it says, plus 30 cents a mile for expenses. Okay, that was Uber. Lyft, on the other hand, has suggested $21 an hour, including expenses. Both would apply only from the time a driver accepted a ride request until the ride concluded, not to the deadhead waiting time. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next question. How are Uber and Lyft trying to make their proposal a reality? Okay, and it says, the answer, the companies still want to negotiate with labor leaders and lawmakers in hopes of a legislative solution. Governor Gavin Newsom says that he encourages the talks to continue, but if that doesn't happen, they will take their cause directly to the voters. Question: what's up with the ballot proposition? Answer: Uber, Lyft, and Doordash have contributed $30 million apiece to a fund to work toward placing a measure on the November 2020 ballot. While the text won't be written until next month, it's likely to seek to create a network driver category of independent contractors with a wage floor and some benefits, but not include a driver voice component. Okay, next question. We're getting towards the end here. Is AB5 set in stone, or could there be more legislative changes? And it says there could be more changes when the legislature reconvenes in 2020. For one thing, industries such as truck owner operators continue to lobby fiercely for exemptions. For another, Uber, Lyft, and other gig companies still hope to win passage of their alternative, and labor will be seeking the right to unionize for gig workers. Okay, guys, so that was a long article there, but I hope it helps you even just a little. My question to you is, what do you think about these companies creating a new strategy like this? What they refer to as network drivers, who would be independent contractors but able to receive an earnings guarantee and some benefits, as well as having a voice to communicate with management. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section. And with that, I hope you all have a great weekend, what's left of it anyway, and I will keep you updated as I hear more about this, as I hear more on this going along. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining in. Bye.